I'm going to trust you and I'm going to do your law. That's doing good. And you'll dwell in the land, his land, and surely you will be fed. Delight yourself also in Yahweh, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Just delight in the Most High with joy and happiness. And what you want, he'll give it to you because he'll delight in you if you delight in him. And there's nothing more delightsome than to bless the ones you love. Yahweh loves Israel. And he said if you delight in him, he'll give you your desires. There's nothing that makes someone more happy than to see their loved ones happy. And we are Yahweh's loved ones. Look in the book of Isaiah, the 43rd chapter. Isaiah 43, verse 3 reads, For I am Yahweh your Elohim, the Holy One of Israel, thy Savior. I gave Egypt for thy ransom, Cush and Seba for thee, since you was precious in my sight. Thou hast been honorable, and I have loved thee. Therefore will I give men for thee, and people for thy life. This is how Yah looks at you, as precious. He loves you. Fear not, for I am with you. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west. I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back. Bring my sons from far and my daughters from the ends of the earth, even every one that is called by my name. For I have created him for my glory. I have formed him, yea, I have made him. Yahweh will deliver his because he loves them, because they're precious to him. So he's going to bless them. He's going to make sure they're okay. He's going to make sure they're saved. He's going to make sure they're delivered. He's going to make sure that they dwell in the land that he promised to them. Because he loves them. And that's how Yahweh blesses those he loves. Look in the book of Leviticus, the 25th chapter. What are we discussing? The blessing. Yah's blessing. In Leviticus 25, in Leviticus 25, start reading at the first verse. And Yah unto Moshe in Mount Sinai, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye come into the land which I give thee, when ye come into the land which I give thee, then you shall the land keep a Sabbath unto Yah. 6 years shall you sow thy field, in 6 years shalt thou prune thy vineyard, and gather in the fruit thereof. But in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of rest unto Yah, unto the land, a Sabbath for Yahweh. Thou shalt neither sow thy field, nor prune thy vineyard. That which groweth of its own accord, of thy harvest thou shalt not reap, neither gather the grapes of thy vineyard undressed, for it is a year of rest unto the land. A Sabbath of the land shall be meat for you. So you have these 7 years, and on the 7th year, you let the land rest. You can't do anything in the 7th year. But look what it says further. Start reading, same chapter. Is it up? Same chapter, Leviticus 25, verse 20. And if ye shall say, what shall we eat the 7th year? Behold, we shall not sow nor gather in our increase. Then I will command my blessing upon the 6th year, upon you in the 6th year. What is he going to do? He's going to command the blessing. It's commanded. He's not going to drop off a pot of gold. He's not going to give you an unwrapped package of silver and gold and jewels and diamonds. He's going to command his blessing. Now, if you don't go out there and get it, that's your problem. But he's going to command my blessing upon the 6th year and shall bring forth fruit for 3 years. And ye shall sow the 8th year and eat yet of old fruit until the 9th year. Until her fruits come in, ye shall eat of the old store. He commands this blessing, but you got to go and get it. You got to go out there and till the field. Plant the seeds. Gather in the produce. The blessing don't come automatically. It don't pop up like a video game option. Gotta go get it. Because that is what he did. He commanded. He said it's right there. Go grab hold of it. My law is right there. Grab hold of it. Look in the book of Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter. Verse 15 says here, let's read verse 19, where it reads, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you. He didn't say I've automatically given you. He said, but I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore, choose life, that both thou and thy seeds may live. He didn't say, here's your automatic level to move up to good life. What Yahweh did was set life before you. He set death before you. Yahweh, here's life. Here's death. Here's the cursing, or here's the blessing. Here's the cursing. Choose it. There might be a huge mountain in front of this that you got to climb over, walk around. But it's a blessing. You choose it. It's life. You choose it because it's his law. And then he said, choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. So it's not even a question on what he wants you to choose. He wants you to choose life. He wants you to choose the blessing. But you said that path to the curse and to death was paved with gold. So I'm going to take this one. Even though you're going to die in the end. But Yahweh already told you what to do. He told you to choose life. He told you to choose a blessing. But we keep on picking up the potato chips and the hot dogs and the cheeseburgers of life. Taste good, smell good, but they kill you. Yah's law, it's like bitter herbs. It might be strong, but it will heal you. And this is what we are commanded to choose. This blessing that Yahweh gives us. Look in the book of Psalms. Went off. So we off? Huh? Look in the book of Psalms 133. Psalms 133, verse 1 says, "Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren," that means family, "to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard." And if you're experiencing some technical difficulties or some buffering, is having some difficulties here, we apologize for that. We're in Psalms 33. It said, this dwelling together in unity, how good and pleasant, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there Yahweh commanded the blessing, even life forevermore. He commanded the blessing, because that's how Yahweh gives the blessing, by his word. His word pronounces this blessing, delivers this blessing. It's there, set before you. But we have to choose it. And in Psalms 119, verse 1, Psalms 119, verse 1, "Blessed are they are the undefiled in the way, who walk in the law of Yah." Yes, you don't get unclean by doing wickedly, and you'll be blessed. Nobody's going to be able to stop your blessing. They may try to, but they cannot stop what Yahweh has already commanded. It's already there. And by you walking in the law, you're walking in the blessing. They can throw a nuclear bomb at your blessing, but it'll still abound with you, because the faithful man abounds with blessings. Verse 2, "Blessed are they that keep his testimonies and that seek him with the whole heart." Blessed are they that keep his testimonies. What testimonies? The testimonies of Yah. And you'll have this blessing, and it will abound with you. Yet and still, there's always two sides to everything. In the book of Isaiah 54, start reading at verse 16. It states, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the water waster to destroy." Yahweh is letting you know who rules over all the warmongers. All the warmongers. Yahweh rules over all of them. Which means, verse 17, no weapon that is formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against you in judgment, you shall condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yah. You walk with the Most High. You take hold of his law. You keep his commandments. You praise him. You worship him. You honor him. You fear him. You trust in him. You acknowledge him. Then it don't matter who making what, who saying what. He is with you. His blessing has already been pronounced on you. If you look in the book of Numbers, the 23rd chapter. In Numbers 23, start reading at verse 4, where it says, "And Elohim met Balaam and said unto him, I have prepared 7 altars, and I have offered upon every altar a bullock and a ram. And Yahweh put a word in Balaam's mouth and said, Return unto Balak, and thus thou shalt speak. And he returned unto him, and lo, he stood by his burnt sacrifice in all the princes of Moab. And he took up his parable, and said, Balak, the king of Moab, hath brought me to Aram, out of the mountains of the east, saying, Come curse me, Yaakov, and come defy Israel. How shall I curse whom Elohim hath not cursed? And how shall I defy who Yahweh has not defied? How are you going to speak a curse? How are you going to pronounce a curse? How are you going to defy Yahweh's word when it's already been given? It's already been commanded. Who can command against Yahweh? Who can pronounce against the Elohim of Jacob? Who can come against you when Yahweh has ordained for you a blessing? And it didn't matter how many bullocks, how many lambs, how many sacrifices this evil king did. There was no amount of burnt offerings, no amount of interventions that could have been given to take away the blessing of Yaakov. Because why? Because Yahweh commanded it. Yahweh spoke it. Yahweh set it out already. And all we had to do was walk right into it. And to walk into a blessing, you can only walk into Yahweh's blessing only one way. There's only one way to walk in Yah's blessings. And that is in Isaiah, the 8th chapter, the 20th verse. Let me look further up. Isaiah 8. Yes. Isaiah 8, verse 13. This is how you walk in the blessings of the Most High. It says, sanctify Yah of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread, and he shall be for a sanctuary. That's what he'll be, a safe place, because you're walking in his fear. You're walking in his ways. But if you don't, he'll be for a stone of stumbling, for a rock of offense to both the houses of Israel, and for a gin, and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. If you don't walk in his blessing, look in the book of Jeremiah, the 6th chapter. Verse 16. It states, thus saith Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see. Just stand there and look and ask for the old paths. Look, say what the old heads did, man, to get them blessings. What they do. I'm trying to find out. What did Abraham do to get that blessing? What did Isaac do to get his blessing? What did Jacob do to get his blessing? Ask ye the old paths, where is the good way? And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk. We're not going to take the blessing. We're not going to take the abundance. We're not going to take the increase. We're not going to take that because I don't want to walk down that way, because that way don't look good to me. That way don't sound good to me. That way don't feel good to me. But that's the way Yahweh told you to go. And if we're not going to do what Yahweh said, then what are we doing? But Yahweh said, ask of the old paths, of the old ways, and walk in the good way. This is where your rest is. Isn't having rest a blessing? How is it not a blessing to have rest? All the work you had to do, and now you got rest. And you're blessed. How do we know rest means blessed? It's in the book of Genesis, the 2nd chapter. Chapter 2 of Genesis, verse 1 states, thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the 7th day Elohim ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the 7th day from all his work which he had made. And what's the first thing he did since he finished all his work? The first thing he did on that Shabbat, on that Sabbath, on that 7th day, and Elohim blessed the 7th day and sanctified it, because that in he had rested from all his work which Elohim created and made. He rested. And because he got the rest, because he ceased, because he got to observe what he did, he said, this is blessed. He just pronounced it and said, this is abundance. This is increasing. This is goodness. And it's holy. Meaning it's set apart. And that means the only ones that's going to see the blessing of the Sabbath are the ones that sanctify themselves. If you don't sanctify yourself, nobody care about the Sabbath, but you must sanctify yourself, and you will care about this Sabbath day. Look in the book of Isaiah, the 58th chapter. This is Yahweh's blessings. Yahweh's blessings are commanded, and he pronounced them. Who can go against what Yahweh has spoken? You can try all you want, but you lose in the end. In Isaiah 58, verse 13, if thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, and holy of Yahweh, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasures, nor speaking thine own words, then shalt thou delight thyself in Yahweh, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father. And what is the heritage of Jacob? To be blessed. Those that bless thee will be blessed, and those that curse thee will be cursed, and you shall be a blessing. You will receive the blessing from Yah that he gave to Abraham. That is the heritage of Yaakov, for the mouth of Yahweh have spoken it. You can't go against this blessing. You can't go against this pronouncement of abundance. The only people that can go against this blessing are the ones that don't do it. But if you do it, nobody can tell you that you won't be blessed. They could throw feces on your door. They can curse you. They can say all kind of things about you, but it will never prevail, and it will never stand, because Yahweh hath spoken it. He spoke this blessing. And who's going to speak against the Almighty when he already gave you a blessing? Go to the book of Genesis, the 15th chapter, verse 13, where it reads, and he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. And afterward shall they come out with great substance. Which means what? You got to go through 400 years of service and affliction to get your blessing. And we are coming real close to that time. And who will make it? Who will stand? Because it says the faithful man abounds with blessings, but the hasty shall not be innocent. And you don't want to be hasty in the days of the last, or the last days. You don't want to be hasty to get that blessing. You want to wait patiently on the mighty Yahweh, because he said after that, they will come out with great substance. Go to the book of Isaiah, the 66th chapter. In Isaiah chapter 66, Verse 5 reads, hear the word of Yahweh, ye that tremble at his word. Do you get the chills and the shakes? Do you tremble? Are you afraid of the word of the Most High? That tremble at his word, ye brethren that hated you, your haters, that cast you out for my name's sake, said, let Yahweh be glorified. But he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed. Yeah, they tried to hate on you because you trembled at the word of Yah, because you shook at the word of Yah, because you only bowed for the word of Yah, because you only walked with the word of Yah. While they said, I ain't going to do that. That ain't Yah. I ain't working with that. I ain't there with that. You tripping. Get away from us. Nah, we ain't with all that stuff. Get away from us. But he said, Yahweh's going to be to your joy. This word that you waited for, this word that you trembled at, this word that you stood for, it's going to prevail for you, and you will be abounding with joy. But the ones that hated on you, they'll be ashamed. Verse 6, a voice of a noise from the city, a voice from the temple, a voice of Yahweh that rendereth recompense to his enemies. Before she travailed, she brought forth. Before her pain came, she was delivered of a man-child. Who hath heard such a thing? Who hath seen such things? Shall the earth be made to bring forth in one day? Or shall a nation be born at once? For as soon as Zion travailed, she brought forth her children. Shall I bring to the birth, Yahweh says. Shall I bring to the birth and not cause to bring forth? Not allow you to get your blessing? Saith Yahweh, I shall cause thee to bring forth and shut the womb, saith. Shall I cause thee to bring forth and shut the womb, saith thy Elohim? What is he letting you know? He's letting you know that you ain't doing all this work for nothing. You ain't doing all this traveling for nothing. Israel ain't going through all this affliction for nothing. Israel's not being humbled and humiliated for nothing. I'm not going to bring you all the way to your due date. Your stomach done got all big. Your feet swollen. Veins popping out the back of your legs. You're waddling. You can't move right. Back hurt. Pain everywhere. You ready to have this baby. And what, I'm not going to bless you with it? Oh, no. That's not how Yahweh worked. I'm going to bless you, Yahweh said. I'm going to give you what you worked for, which means you get your blessing. It's there, but there's some work with it. That's why he used the example of a woman delivering a man-child, because the work must be done. This is Yah's blessing. He commanded it. Is he not going to do it? Is he not going to keep his word? And what did Yahweh say about this? In the book of Numbers again, the 23rd chapter. Verse 19 and 20. Elohim is not a man that he should lie, meaning he told you you're going to get this blessing. He showed it to you. He revealed it to you through his word, through his spirit. He showed it to you. He showed it to Abram. He showed it to Isaac. He showed it to Jacob. He showed it to Moses. He showed it to David. He showed it to the whole nation. Is he a liar? Neither the Son of Man that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Behold, I have received commandment to bless, and he hath blessed, and I cannot reverse it. Exactly what we've been telling you. The blessing is commanded by Yahweh. And there's no reversing that blessing. This man, Balak or Balaam, did what he could to fight against that blessing. He thought, oh, there's a blessing pronounced against Israel or for Israel. I will fight it by cursing him. Because Yahweh must be like all the other idols. Yahweh must be like all the other false deities. Yahweh must be like everyone else. I must be able to just pay somebody to curse Israel and they'll be cursed. But Yahweh said, no, I'm not like all these other deities. As a matter of fact, there is no Elohim beside me. I'm going to take that curse you gave to that man, and he's going to bless Israel again. And again and again. Because Yahweh's blessing cannot be reversed. Yahweh's blessing cannot be annulled. It is there for you to have as long as you do what he told you. Do what he told you to do, you get it. But if you don't get it. Again, look. In the book of Deuteronomy. The 6th chapter. Verse 24. It states, and Yahweh commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear Yahweh our Elohim, for our good, always, that he might preserve us alive as it is this day. It's for your good. Why do you think he commanded you to do these laws? It helps you stay alive. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before Yah our Elohim, as he has commanded us. This is how you remain righteous. This is why Yahweh wants to bless the righteous. Look at Psalms 1. Psalms 1, verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the wicked. You can't be blessed and walk in the counsel of the wicked. You want to walk in the blessing, you got to walk away from the wicked. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the wicked or the ungodly, nor sit in the seat or stands in the way of sinners, nor sit in the seat of scornful. How you going to get a blessing? How are you going to abound with blessings? How are you going to walk in the blessings and all you around is wicked, scornful, sinning people? That's no way to be blessed. Yahweh don't bless the wicked. Yahweh don't bless the scornful. Yahweh don't bless the sinners. That's who the curse is reserved for. Yahweh blesses the righteous. He said, but his delight is in the law of Yahweh. His delight The blessed man's delight is in the law of Yah. All of the law of Yah. Every part of the law of Yah. Not one part of the law of Yah is the blessed man sad about. He's not or she's not upset about any part of the law of the Most High. They delight in it. And in his law doth they meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. But the wicked that go to the club, that talk about all them curses, that do all them things, that make haste to be rich, that do all these things, that don't trust in Yahweh, the wicked are not so. They're like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the wicked don't come to the Shabbat service. Therefore the wicked don't sit in council. Therefore the wicked don't want to hear and will not stand in the judgment. Nor sinners will be in the congregation of the righteous. For Yahweh knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked shall perish. Yahweh ain't blessing wicked people. Yahweh is not letting the scorners, the sinners, and the wicked abound with blessings. The work, the most important work one must do to receive Yahweh's blessings is fear Yahweh, your Elohim. Trust in Yah, your Elohim, with all your heart, and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct our paths. Fear Yahweh and depart from evil. Hallelujah. Until tomorrow, Yahweh loves you very much, and so do I. Shalom.
Praise Yah, 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 YISraEL, 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 praise Yah, praise Yah, praise Yah, praise Yah, now praise Yah, 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 yeah. Praise Yah, praise Yah. Righteousness have to be earned. A curse will come upon you with his words you won't confirm. Praise Yah, praise Yah. Created day and the night, don't go to left or the right. Call Yah Sabbath for the light. Praise Yah, praise Yah. With all your voices you must sing. The Yah's our Elohim. Next to him there is no kings. Praise Yah, praise Yah. The mighty Yah has no flaws. And all of my companions, those who fear and keep his laws. Praise Yah, praise the Most High Yah who say